Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a beauty haul. I recently picked up a couple of things from Sephora as well as Ulta. They both had some sort of like sale going on recently. I picked up some stuff from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty and from the Sephora Beauty Insider sale. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I got. So the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale was a while ago, so keep in mind that I've had these things for a while, but I wanted to combine the haul. So some of this stuff is used. Very used. So first things first, I picked up some of my favorite facial sprays. These are by Badescu. This is the facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I absolutely love this stuff. It's not all that easy for me to get my hands on because I don't have an Ulta anywhere near me, but this is super duper cheap and all Badescu products were 25% off, so I sort of kind of stocked up. I have this one, I have another one in my bathroom. I got this little purse size, and then I also wanted to try the facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I've never tried this one before. This one's newer than this one, and I think I like this one better. As you can tell, I've dented this one a little bit already. I really like this. I think I like the scent a little bit better, and I think it makes my face look a little bit more glowy than the rose water one does. Am I crazy? Does anybody else feel that way?
Hi, boo-boo. You want to come say hi?
So I picked up two of these, and I think two of these, but now I only have one because my mom stole one. She stole it with my permission, so. Also at Ulta, I picked up this powder from IT Cosmetics. This was 50% off, I believe. It is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Airbrush Perfecting Powder. This is SPF 50, which is the main reason why I wanted to get it. You guys know I love my Celebration Foundation Illumination. That's my favorite powder foundation. And so I wanted to try this powder because I used to have the CC Plus cream, like the CC cream, and I remember really liking it, so I thought I would try out the powder, and I don't know if I love this. I'm still sort of playing around with it, trying to figure out how I like using it best. I got mine in the shade Fair. I know I don't like this underneath my eyes. It makes my eyes look a little bit cakey and crepey. As you can see, I stuck my wet sponge in it. Ignore that. But this is the packaging. It's got a mirror, and then the pan flips up and you've got your little sponge underneath here, so it's great for on-the-go touch-ups. I'm not quite sure if I regret picking this up because it was 50% off and this is originally like a $35 powder, and it does have SPF 50, so that's great for the summer months coming up. And it says sheer to full coverage finishing veil, so I guess the claim is that it's buildable. Again, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Sometimes it kind of makes my foundation look a little bit cakey and crepey, so I just have to play around with what combinations I use it with. Different foundations, different primers, stuff like that. So I will keep you guys updated on how I like this. For Ulta, this is what I was most excited about to pick up at the Ulta sale because they put their Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes on sale for 50% off. So I got two. I got one in the shade Dazzled and one in Dollface. I was quick to hop on these blushes because these are originally $29 bucks. So this one here is Dazzled and this one is Dollface. Dollface is like a Barbie pink color. I can sheer it out and I think it looks really pretty and springy, but if you don't like that super hot Barbie pink, you won't like this shade. And then Dazzled is the one that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. It's a nice sort of pale mauvey tone, but it's got little specks of shimmer in it, nothing too intense. It doesn't make my cheeks look glittery or anything like that. And I love these blushes. These last all freaking day. I also really love these two mixed together because adding a little bit of Dollface in with Dazzled makes it look a little bit more springy. And also when I got Dollface in the mail, I thought that it looks super similar to the shade Party, which is the one that I got for free from Sephora for my birthday month. And they also sell that as a full size, and so I was so nervous that they were similar to each other, but they're not. I swatched them together and I will insert a comparison swatch so that you guys can see the difference if you were eyeing this shade and you didn't know if it was too close to Party or no. They're totally different. This one is much more of a cool toned pink, while Party is more peachy toned. The last thing that I got at Ulta, I was so excited to try, and this is what I've been using most since I got it, and it is the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. This is a mostly matte eyeshadow palette. It's got 15 shades in it, and only one of them is sort of shimmery, but this is what the packaging looks like. I think it's so pretty. It's kind of like pillowy. So this is what the shades look like. I absolutely love this palette. Every single time I've done my makeup since I got this palette, I have used this palette. I cannot put it down. I'm literally in love with this palette. I feel like I get the most use out of the shades All Heart and Soulful. The pinky mauvey tones. Who'd have thunk? Those are my favorite. I love this palette because it kind of seems sort of colorful, but it's colorful in a very wearable way because you have your matte highlight shades, you have your shimmery highlight shade, you have your browns, your transition shades, and then little pops of color throughout. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen this palette time and time again. I'm obsessed obsessed. I'm using a lot of these shades on my eyes today mixed with another palette that I'll show you in a minute. But this palette was also 50% off, so this is originally like a $40 palette, so I got it for 20 bucks. So moving on to the Sephora stuff, I only got a couple of things from Sephora. I picked up this little trio from Stila. If you saw my Sephora haul recently, I will link it up in the cards if you haven't seen it. I got the shade Beso as a point perk from Sephora, and I fell in love with the formula, so I knew I had to pick some up when the sale rolled around. So I picked up this trio, and Beso is already in this trio, but I know I'm gonna go through the one that I already have because it's this small size as well. It's my new favorite go-to red lipstick. I love it, and it lasts all day, so I thought I would pick up this little trio with some more springy shades in there. The Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks are one of the more pricey liquid lipsticks that I've heard of. They're about 24 bucks, and my other favorites are the Dose of Colors, and those are only 20. Stila liquid lipsticks are a little bit more on the pricey side, so I thought I would get this little trio so I can try out more colors for cheaper. This trio was 20 bucks. 20 bucks before the 10% off. So this is what the shades look like. It's Beso, Lume, and Viola. I sort of have a vision with this one. I want to use like a darker purple on the outside and then use this in the center sort of as like an ombre sort of purple lip look. So Lume, I need to like Google how to say that. Where's my phone? Okay, I think Lume is a foreign language. That's why dictionary.com is not understanding what I'm saying. Where's Google Translate? Lume is Romanian for world. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but I thought that Lume was gonna be a little bit more of a bright sort of fuchsia pop, you know, springy. It's a little bit deeper. It's a little bit more of like a berry shade, which I still really love. I think it's gorgeous. And Viola is a very cool toned neon lavender shade, which I think is really cool for spring and summer. Along the same lines, I picked up a full-size Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick. I got mine in the shade Angelo. I wanted sort of like a nudie color. I also wanted more of a pinky toned nude because I have a pinky toned nude from a different brand and I feel like it pulls really peach on my lips. I just think I have really sort of like golden undertones that makes everything pull a little bit warmer. This is what I'm wearing on my lips right now, and I do think that it looks a little bit peachier on my lips than it does in the tube. I do think that it's a little bit pinker than Dose of Colors Bear With Me, which is the one that I feel pulls really, really peach on my lips. I did swatch them next to each other and they are pretty different. When I was choosing which shade to buy during the sale, I saw this one online and I thought it looked really similar to Bear With Me, so I scoured the internet for a comparison swatch and I couldn't find one, so I will be posting one on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me there if you are interested in that swatch. I picked up the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Matte Bronzer. This is a point perk. It was a 100 point perk. I have another small little sample size that I've majorly hit pan on. This is the bronzer that I'm wearing today on my face. Can we just talk about this box for the packaging? Like, was this thick box really necessary? Is it for protection or something? Because the actual product is so thin. But this is what it looks like. It is a little bit deep for me. I'm very pale, but I can make it work. These bronzers are so blendable that I can make a little bit of a darker shade work for me. It smells like chocolate. I wanted to pick up this point perk because I'm just not someone who really wants to spend $30 on a bronzer, especially since I have my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I'm obsessed with, and it's only like 11 bucks, so I don't really want to spend $30 on a bronzer that I don't love as much as that one. But I do really love this bronzer, specifically for contouring. That's what I used it for today. And last but not least, I was so curious about these eyeshadows, and they're so ridiculously expensive, so I waited for the sale to pick up this palette. Let me know if you guys want a full video review and swatches on this eyeshadow palette because they're ridiculously priced. This is the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette in 04. If you watch YouTube, you probably have seen these eyeshadows. She sells like ginormous palettes that are like over $230 or something, and she sells these little 5 pans for 48 bucks. Ridiculously expensive, right? But when you think about it in terms of price per pan, it's about 10 bucks an eyeshadow, and that's kind of like Makeup Geek, kind of. Plus, when you factor in the amount of product that you get in these, it's really not terrible, but it is hard to drop 50 bucks at once on 5 eyeshadows. But when Kathleen Lights says that these are the best eyeshadows that she's ever used, you gotta try them out. You just gotta try them out. And I wanted to pick up one of the palettes that I would use often, but that I didn't have 10,000 dupes of. Do you know what I mean? So I went for number 4. These eyeshadows are so freaking pigmented. It's a little bit ridiculous. I do prefer the shimmers. This shade right here is the shade Aura, and it's a stunning highlight shade. I have it on my brow bone and my inner corners right now. It's like a white with like a yellowy shift to it. It's stunning. This is the shade that I have sort of stamped in the center of my lid. And then I have this shade on the outer corners and the inner corner to create sort of like a halo eye look. I didn't notice a lot of fallout. I did notice some kick up on the brush when I put my brush in, but so far I sort of understand the hype. I don't know if I'm gonna be dropping 230 bucks on a big huge palette anytime soon, but I do see why people absolutely love these eyeshadows. And it does have SPF 50. That's and it does have SPF 50. This is the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette in the number 5. Oh wait, no. And it does have, the shade here is the shade Aura. Wait, is it? And it does has, and that's everything. That's everything that I picked up during these sales these past couple of months. Let me know if there's anything that you want further reviews on, information on, swatches on, comparison swatches. Just let me know in the comments down below. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos of mine, and I will see you guys next time.